Whispers by the lake, a love story to be told aloud. Soft pause. Set a reflective tone. There are some loves that don't belong to time. Loves that don't weaken with years. Loves that don't fade with distance. They live quietly, stubbornly, waiting for the day they can breathe again. This is one of those loves. Gentle pause. It begins in the summer of 1962. A small town hidden among the hills, where life moved slowly, where everyone knew each other's names, and where gossip spread quicker than wildfire. That summer, Claire Bennett arrived from the city. She was just 20, with soft brown hair that curled at the ends, and a leather notebook tucked tightly under her arm. Claire was not like the other girls. While they spoke of dances and dresses, she spoke of poems and stories. She dreamed with her eyes open, as though the world itself was her unfinished manuscript. And then, there was Daniel Whitmore, 22 years old, born and raised in that very town. His shoulders carried the weight of farm work, his skin carried the summer sun, and his laugh carried warmth enough to light a room. Slower, intimate tone. The day they met was nothing extraordinary. But sometimes, the most ordinary days hold the beginning of everything. Scene 1. The pier. Claire was sitting at the lake, legs crossed, her pen moving quickly across her notebook. The old wooden pier creaked beneath her as the waves lapped lazily against it. Daniel appeared with a fishing rod slung over his shoulder, though truth be told, he never caught much. He stopped when he saw her. A girl from the city, so out of place, yet so perfectly fitted to that scene. People say that pier isn't safe, Daniel teased. Without lifting her eyes, Claire replied, "And yet you're standing on it too." Soft chuckle, pause, and that was it. Their first exchange. Simple words, but something lingered. Something neither of them could explain. Scene 2. The summer days, weeks passed, and slowly, they became inseparable. They rode bicycles down dusty back roads, the air filled with the smell of sunflowers. They shared ice cream cones that melted too quickly under the summer heat, laughing as it dripped down their hands. At night, they lay side by side on the grass by the lake, staring at the constellations. Daniel, not much of a reader, loved listening as Claire read aloud from her notebook. She wrote about everything, about the lake, the fireflies. The way Daniel's smile curved as if he carried a secret joke in his heart. Pause, lean in softly. And one evening, under a canopy of stars, Daniel grew quiet. His hand trembled as it held hers. "What happens if summer ends and you're gone?" he whispered. "What happens to me then?" Claire's eyes softened. She didn't know her future. Her parents expected her back in the city, expected her to marry someone proper, someone polished. But looking at Daniel, her voice barely more than a breath, she said, "Then you'll write to me. Every day. And I'll write back. Until your words fill more pages than my little notebook ever could." And Daniel believed her. He truly did. Scene 3. The goodbye. But summers always end. Claire's train pulled away, leaving Daniel standing on the platform, his hands buried in his pockets, his heart fighting to stay whole. At first, letters came, long heartfelt ones. He poured himself into every word. And hers arrived too, full of longing and promises. But time is a thief. Her letters grew shorter, fewer. His, longer, desperate. She was swept into her studies, into responsibilities and expectations. He remained by the lake, waiting, And then one day, the letters stopped. Long pause. Let it sink in. Scene 4. The waiting years slipped by. Daniel stayed. He worked the land, cared for his mother, and grew older. He never married. Not because he couldn't, but because no one else felt like Claire. Claire's life moved on. She became a teacher. She traveled. She laughed. She even dated. But whenever someone asked her about love, she always said the same. Once. A long time ago. And in a small wooden box tucked away, she kept the truth. Dozens of letters. Hundreds, perhaps. Letters she had written to Daniel, pouring her heart out, but never mailed. Fear, pride, doubt. They had all silenced her hand. Scene 5. The return. It was more than 20 years later when Claire returned. Her hair carried streaks of silver now, her face softened by time, yet her heart still beat with the memory of a boy by the lake. The pier groaned beneath her steps, weathered and worn, and there, standing as though he had been waiting all this time, was Daniel. His hair had grayed, his shoulders stooped, but his eyes were unchanged. For a long moment, neither spoke. The world held its breath. Then Daniel whispered, voice trembling, I waited. All these years, I waited. Tell me I wasn't a fool. Tears spilled down Claire's cheeks. She stepped closer, cupping his face with trembling hands. If you were a fool, Daniel, she whispered, then so was I. Because I never stopped writing to you. I just never had the courage to send the letters. Pause, emotional. She placed the box in his hands, and as he opened it, he saw them. Every unsent letter, every word she had ever meant for him. His hands shook as he touched them, as though holding proof that love had never abandoned him. Final scene, the reunion. They sat together on the pier, just as they had all those summers ago. Their shoulders touched, their hands intertwined, their hearts finally home. And when their lips met, it wasn't the kiss of strangers reunited. It was the kiss of two souls, finding their way back. Because some loves do not fade. They do not bend beneath time or distance. They wait, patient as the lake, certain as the stars. And Daniel and Claire, they had always been one of those loves.